Okay, so trader loads the order print charts up, says it's not working properly for some reason. They can't see it. Okay. And is this sort of what it looks like for you, Caleb? Something like that when you load it up? I'm going to assume yes if you don't reply in like 10 seconds. Okay. So, one, understand that order prints feeds live. Okay, so you have to have the live data come in before there's information on your chart because it's reading live time and cells. Okay. And then eventually, get over here where I turned it on this chart. You'll start seeing stuff like this, right? So what you want to do is zoom in. There's several ways to zoom in. You can click on the right time zone here, like click on this and do that. You can also click this little candy looking icon and select a section and zoom right in. So yeah, you basically just, as it starts ticking, by the time the bar is complete, you'll have something that'll show up. Awesome. Okay, so again, we're doing a Q&A session here in the room. Let's see what else we got. Now I'm gonna, I guess I'll just. So in trading live, sometimes the market moves really fast. It can, so that's why you want to know, like, one, are you trading futures, Elijah? This is good question. So, feels like the market moves too fast sometimes to get in. Are you trading futures? You trading Forex? You trading stocks? You trading Nadex options? What are you trading? But what are you trading, Elijah? Futures. Okay. So are you using Chart Trader? Are you using Dom Trader? Which one are you using? Chart Trader. Okay. Personally, I'm just letting you know I like the Dom. Um, and have you ever put the bar range indicator? You can put the bar range under chart. I don't know if you ever have, but it'll let you know when a bar is going to complete. So the biggest thing is to, Elijah, as you're watching, say like iZone, okay, then because it's faster to put orders in my opinion, because you don't, just I just click. Well, let me switch it to Sim. Hold on. If I was, I'm just again, as just a Sim example, but let's see. Do I have a turn off any ATMs right now? Like that. See how fast that is? Okay. So you may just the possibility. So something you may want to use. The one thing I love about the DOM, and by the way, the way you get to the DOM, let me show you that. File, new, for static DOM, and then you choose your instrument. Once open. Okay. There's one thing on the DOM that you're not going to see anywhere else, and that's you're going to see orders that are waiting to be filled. Okay. And so whenever I see a really high number, like let's say this number, I mean, oil's not giving me one. Maybe gold will show me something. Nope. I'm gonna find some that'll try to TF. You can see what I haven't traded in a while because I haven't updated the contract. But let's see here. Everything's pretty chill right now. I've done a lesson on this before in the volume, but really done it. I'm going to see it in ES. Okay. Anyways, one of the things you'll often see that you won't see other places. Yeah, I definitely use a static DOM all the time. Like if you saw 3,000 contracts here, Elijah, just a cool benefit of using the DOM. If you saw 3,000 contracts there, okay, and notice how all the others are like at 1,000. And let's just say, you were looking to, buy like right here. Your orders have to get all these filled before you get filled. So can you see how you might want to, if you saw that level, might want to put your order on the other side of it? Because all those orders have to get filled. It's going to be a very hard level for the market to get through. It's something you can't see on anything else. So yeah, dynamic DOM, the whole thing's moving, and so you can click the wrong price really easily. The static DOM stays and adjusts occasionally. So that right there is part of it. So like this is a way, it's a big tool, and you hate it until you see how much it helps you on precision of stops and entries. Okay. Also, speed of entry. The chart trader is really cool for like management, like dragging your order. And that's where I'm more of a chart trader fan, is on the dragging of the order. But on the entry, this is one of the pieces of information I always want to see. So volume. So good. Okay, so that's awesome. So you're also reading that. And then, of course, you had the heads up, the other day profit. But look at, when other things are happening. If you think, hey, there's a short coming up, because usually you don't get, now I'm assuming you have the I zone with the 20 setting in, not the 7. It's like right here. Yeah, I'm not really on A because it just doesn't quite have everything yet that I want to use. I mean, 20 is on the zones, 15 on trend catcher. Good. Okay. So yeah, so start just looking for the setup before it happens. Don't wait. And that's how I hop in the trades. And very rarely do I have a problem getting into a trade. I mean, you can look, 406, 12, 407, 17, 413, 13. I mean, there was plenty of time. And we can go through these again and again. 750, 59. 1 second later, boom, we got the confirmation, but then it takes 30 minutes for the next bar. Plenty of time to enter the trade. We go over here, 10:21:05, 10:22:45, 10:23:16. Again, plenty of time to hit the trade. So I really haven't had. I mean, make sure your alerts are turned on. if they're not, for trend catcher alerts. And remember on iZone, if I don't know if you watched what I've been teaching the last 2 weeks in the room, if you watch those THDs, but I also show you how to get other entries with VAD and with Apex. It said if you just use my template, the Darrell IZSS template, but I changed the iZones. There, I changed that setting 220 to 20. Did you get that, Dennis? So iZone 2 and 20. Go to like setting 2, 220. I'll do it one more time. Indicators. Okay, you got it. All right. So 220. Or you can just use the template I have. If you want it, I can drop it here right now. I'm sure Laura will make it even prettier before she throws it out there. Let's see here. Here you go. Dropping it in the room. Now, just click on File. When it opens up, File, Save As. And then go to Documents, NinjaTrader, Templates, Chart. So, but I'm loving how you're managing your orders, Elijah. That's awesome. So go over here. I mean, there's so many alert settings that you don't even pay attention to that we have that you can use. If you turn them all on, you're just going to be overwhelmed and never have the same alert settings on the same instrument all over the place. Like that would just drive you nuts. But like if you go down and let's see here, what do we want to look at? Like on Trend Catcher, you can actually enable alerts. So you can get an audio to say, hey, arrow coming up. Might want to look. And that might help you as well. But as you can tell, I mean, we went through just like all these right here. And we had minutes between to have plenty of time to enter an order. And other times it'll take off. Yep, it happens. There's nothing you can do about that. But if you learn to look for what it takes for it to move as you watch, you know, you'll see things flip first. Like you'll see the predictor flip usually first. Sometimes not. Sometimes, you know, trend flip, the predictor will happen at the same time. But look as things flip to give you an idea. Because one of the things I'm always doing when I'm backing up is what will it take for me to take a trade. So you've been trading Alchemy for the past 7 months profitably. That is awesome. I'm very glad that you're having that much success. That's fantastic. We did a test, like 12 months testing side by side using the 31260 with these things that you're hearing. And we saw that it outperformed it. So I honestly don't have an Alchemy chart even loaded up right now. I don't even use it anymore by yourself. But I'm glad you're using it and I'm glad you're profitable. So like I'm really glad. Like that's fantastic. So I'm not here to talk you into which system we have to use. This is what I usually trade is IZSS, and because it lets me trade in all market conditions, and that's why I like it. How come he doesn't do as well for my trading in all market conditions? But it sounds like you don't have a problem. You're entering trades and you're profiting, and you've been going strong using the Apex Alchemy system for 7 months. So don't change what's working. The one thing I'll tell you to add is learn the order prints, and that'll help you even more. So you want to add another system and demo it and learn through it, awesome. But if you're happy where you're at, like stick to it, dude. Like don't anybody talk you out of what's putting money in your pocket. Exactly. Use what's right for you. Nope, I use 31260 on IZSS. Again, watch the videos, all the THDs. I'm going to put a link. Again, forum.apexinvesting.com. And we posted this a bunch of times. But forum.apexinvesting.com, scroll way down, webinars, trading, helping traders. Watch all these THTs. It's a lot of video, okay? But we're talking about learning when to continue through a level, when to look for a reversal, how to identify a chop, how to tighten your stops, how to help confirm your entries. And, I'm going through that. I'm going through IZSS. We're going through order prints. We're going through psychology. We're going through risk management. So, a lot of chart reviews. Like, spend the time in here watching these THTs. Okay? I would spend my weekend right here. You will be happy you did. You'll be really, really happy you did. And anybody who is at those webinars would, I think, agree that you don't want to miss what's on them. Like you are missing out literally if you don't watch them. It's like you have half the pie, and this is the other half that you've been looking for. Whatever system you're trading. All right, I'm going to start scrolling up now, okay? So I got the ones that were on the screen. Let me scroll up for Q&A. All right, so Jason has iZone set up. Awesome, okay. On oil, well, that makes it easy because I have a lot of oil charts open. I don't know why I've been stuck on oil lately. It's just what I've spent a lot of time trading. So I'll pull mine up on the side as well because I actually have those ready to go. All right. So initially didn't like it, but you have been liking it lately. So I've heard you've been doing pretty well lately overall. Curious about the ideas of setup on CL. Okay, so you're using a VAD divergence. Okay, all right. And you got a cluster order on order prints. Bouncing off of a magnet, going into a magnet, sort of rough, but okay. So notice you are literally at the magnet. Okay. Do you see that? I'm just pointing that one out. I haven't even read through your entire question yet. I'm just pointing that out. So, yeah, you got acceleration, you got momentum, you have a cluster where orders are being absorbed, you're coming off of a mini magnet. The hardest thing that you're about to run into, the one thing I want you to really see is and I haven't seen the other side of the chart, okay? So I got them up there, but I haven't even scrolled back on mine to look at them, okay? is you are running into mini magnet, mini magnet, mini magnet. Okay, markets are usually drawn to them, but we've seen how the markets are drawn to them. Okay, right? Like you've noticed that, I'm sure. And scroll down so I can see what you're saying. Okay, he's not replying. I hope he is in the room. Okay, so curious about the entry. A lot of things going right. Bad's right. Trend flipping. MVP's about to flip right there. I mean, it's a lot saying, I mean, Apex is in a long. Um, so really, I mean, a lot of good reasons to say yes. Now, the VAT entry, and I want to point this out, the VAT entry, if that's, I'm trying to figure out what your exact entry signal is because I don't see an arrow there, so I don't know why you're trading that entry. It always for responding to the questions. The VAT entry is right here, and the market breaks out of that level. So let me do a little better screenshot so I can write on it. When this flips and you have that divergence, that's your VAT entry. So you were waiting on something else to go along here. I'm not quite sure what. I don't know what your trigger was to enter. So that's an MVP arrow. That's not an IZSS arrow. So they're a much different lighter shade. And also on the MVP arrows, you'll see a heads up and then an entry. So that might have been the mistake you made as you saw that and you thought I had a IZSS arrow, that's MVP. The MVP arrows are confusing you. You can always turn them off. But your VAD confirmation, you're 3 bars late. I'm just pointing that out. And again, I don't know what the net result is here yet. I mean, you're coming off. Yeah, I mean, you got a lot of great stuff going for you. Again, you're a few bars late on your trade. And you are entering right into a magnet. So now let's go on with the question. You took it, bought it, hedged it. Okay. All right, not a bad hedge. Let's see here. 47.84, 47.69. So your actual tick risk on the trade is 15 ticks, $15. So you have a $150 risk because you did 15 or 10 contracts. But a $15 risk on the trade with a nice upside. Let's see here. I like your contract selection. I probably would have went with this one. Has 134 risk and 166 profit because I don't really expect to grab 26 points on oil, but there's less money out of the coffers, whatever. But still, I mean, it's going to be the net same result. Let's see here. Your short's great because if it does go away against you, you got great little hedge there. It is going to have to move 31 ticks above the ceiling of 48, so you're going to have to move up to 48.31 before you're in profit on the trade. Okay, and you have until the end of the day 2:30, which is a beautiful thing. You aren't having to sit there and stress and worry about it. Okay. Yeah, no, I like your hedge. I like your other hedge better. So, like I said, your hedge, I think, was the right contract. I think the only thing I might have changed is I might have just less expensive one. I mean, the one benefit you do have is if oil does shoot to the moon, like you get to grab it. So, all right. So let me see. When was this from? Let me go back to original screenshot. The date. Was this morning or was this a different day? Like I said, I haven't looked at your trade. I'm trying to line it up. Give me a second. So if this was from this morning, which is what it looked like it was, yeah, the market had it pulled up and then it pulled back down. Day's not over. You still have 2.5 hours for it to be a profitable trade, which is sort of cool. You know, you sitting back and you took on your risk, and we'll see what happens, right? I mean, you're basically just waiting for it to. I mean, what you know from your hedge is that when it gets pretty much, like we said, 31 ticks above the selling 48.31, that ought to be your. Which I mean, that's not. Here's something to consider too. Looking at that now, trying to let you see a few things. If you were backed, there it is. Well, you're still not quite, but 48.31 is literally the one deviation zone. So you put on a hedge trade, and I'm just trying to let you see some things. I'm not trying to critique your trade. I don't think it's a horrible trade. I think your entry was a little late, but you put on trade that has a few things going against it. Okay, you're gonna have to make it through these zones. All right, and you're literally going right into a magnet, and then you got another magnet, 15, 20 ticks away, and another one right there. The biggest challenge you have is knowing, this is important for you to look at, okay? Where is my trade going to have to move to before I really start making money? And it's real simple if you're doing a hedge like this, okay? You simply take the risk, 31 ticks. On the short side here, add to the ceiling. On the buy side, if you were going the other way, then you take the risk and you subtract it from the floor. But so on the upside, your market is going to have to move to 48.31. So knowing that, I'm going to look at a chart and go, where's 48.31? Okay. 48.31 is literally, I mean, you're moving right up here. It's yesterday's deviation level, and we're going to be pretty close to a deviation by the time we move up to that. So just be aware you're going to run to that deviation level, okay? Again, deviation levels are bad. You get a continuation, thing can fly through it. But I would have been less inclined to do a hedge trade on a trade that I'm going right into magnets on. I'd be more inclined to hop into the trade and take some profits, tighten stops, take some profits, tighten stops, take some profits, tighten stops, as it goes through each one of those levels. Hope it all. So sort of show you what I mean by sort of the after impact. Okay, so right here is where you got in. So somewhere around here. Okay. And again, you had a lot of things saying go long. So, but was it a good idea to use it as a hedge or just use a spread of the stop? Sometimes you're better just using a spread of the stop. Because you can go in and right here, and you have some, trend bars going in your favor. You got a, right here, this is big, this is divergence. Definitely want to type my stop on that. When I see that yellow, that means there's more selling volume than buying volume at an up close bar. When it's orange right there. Okay, we're going to another magnet. They either want to tighten my stop or take some profits. I mean, you'd be up a decent little amount right there. And then I get a down, then I go back up. I just barely missed the magnet. I get a down close, some acceleration. Definitely, if I haven't tightened my stop already, tightening it, maybe breaking even on the trade or making a profit if I targeted my magnets. So just be careful that you look at where does the market have to go when I put on my hedge in order for me to make a profit on the trade. So am I better off putting on the hedge or am I better off using a stop? And maybe adding, okay, maybe adding the hedge later. So like, let's say the market moves up, and now you can sell that hedge a lot higher, tighten your stop up, and you're still in profit because now the hedge instead of being $30 is only like $5. So you can add the hedge after the market moves in your favor. Okay. So some people think they always have to put them on like right when it happens. I would go, hey, which hedge do I want? Oh, I want that hedge. Okay, well, I got a lot to go through. Maybe I'm just going to start with the contract, and as it moves up, then I'll type my stops, and then oh wow, now that hedge is only $5. So let me buy that puppy. So that way the market does fly back against me. I'll even have a lower risk on the trade, and you know, and you tighten your stops. You actually can still make a profit with the hedge on. And then when it flies south, you've taken your long off because it's been tripped and it's profitable, and then also in that short that you put on, definitely in the green. Does that make sense? You don't have to play them always at the same time, and one of the best ways to use them again is to look at where does it have to move to and what's in my way before I just lock in the loss. Oh yeah, I'll go short and put on a short trade with the hedge on. Like let's say I'm going long and I get a short entry, and let's say you have that hedge on, like you put it on, like just like you did, and then you get a short entry. Yeah, by all means, put on a short. And then if the hedge is a good idea on that, throw the hedge on there. Like it breaks through, it hits all these magnets, it breaks through them, it sets a new magnet. Let's say you get a short over here on IZSS, put on a short. And if a long hedge makes sense, put on the long hedge. If it doesn't, wait till it gets cheaper and then put it on. Tighten your stops. So the cool thing, that's one of the things I like about Nadex is I could actually take a long trade, put that thing on, take a short trade, put that thing on, and sorts of things going on at the same time. So yeah, market moves up. I bought the long. I set my stop. Okay, I'm trailing. I hit a magnet. Boom, trailing. I got a divergent bar trailing. Okay. I got trapped orders, trailing. All good reasons to trail. Okay. Trapped orders again, trailing. I've been asking a lot of our testers, like, how they're using, and they loved using trapped orders as orange ones for trailing when the bar closes there. So trailing, again, could take profit at magnets, but I love, I love to trail. And then, certain point goes up, you're trailing, you look back over and you're like, oh, that hedge. And it costs $5 now. I'll throw that thing on. It's a head, and you put it on, and you make a nice profit. So hopefully that's a cool, helpful lesson for you on hedging, and a helpful lesson on looking how far the market has to go when you put your hedge on. So maybe considering to put it on a little bit later, and so you can get it cheaper. So that way you can make money sooner, so you can tighten stops quicker. If there are things like sometimes there's just nothing in your way, nothing in your way. Well, I put it on, Okay, Erica, got pound yen. You got a iZone sharpshooter chart. You're not using the iZone sharpshooter template I've been telling everybody to use. Erica, so the first thing I'm gonna tell you is one, save that template, watch the videos from this week. Okay. Yeah, save it in documents, NinjaTrader, templates, charts, and should be in the thing Monday. All right, so you're going down, and I do again prefer two things. One, that you give me a whole shot, so I can even look backwards. I'm not so much concerned about the forwards, okay, but the backwards. Forwards helps us see what happens afterwards, but I don't mind answering questions from the left side of the chart where we really learn. And then obviously with order prints, so definitely want to be using order prints, okay. Eric, definitely want to be using order prints, okay. So you got a pound yen coming down here. You got a long, a lot of things lining up. Don't see, like I said, I don't see a lot of that. I don't know about that. I don't know about order prints, but valid signal. And everybody got trend flip, green bar, up close. So coming off an iZone, comes up, oscillates, and pulls on back down. Okay. Let's see here. This one never broke out of the high, so it's no trade. Remember, it has to break the high at that confirm arrow. So you had everything lining up except for the next bar didn't break the high by 3 ticks. So that's no trade. Okay. Just on that one right there. Get to squash it. This one, guessing it did break the high by 3 ticks. I mean, I would assume that. I mean, maybe it's 2, maybe it's 3, maybe it's 5. It's hard to tell without seeing the prices on the side. That was just a bugger. I mean, that one is. I mean, your stop on this, I mean, it would be the swing low, so you'd technically still be in the trade. So I don't know what happened afterwards. Okay, now I gotta go back and find out where we are. There where you got your different pretty colors. 11:13. Okay, 11. About right here. So right there. And then, so this is good. Nice little fun comparison. All right, so 925. Let's look at 925. Okay. So 925. So notice with the updated template, your arrows are in a different spot. And it didn't break the high. off that 1 deviation move. Okay, so that actually would have avoided that trade. You also have short VAD-E volume saying we're still going in a downtrend. Okay, so that's another thing to give you a warning. But big thing right there is it didn't break the high, going right into an ice zone. So just using that updated template can really help. So yeah, that's the benefit of being in the room, right? So get all the updates. And then, okay, now let's go over to the next trade. So let's look over at 11:13ish and right before 11:49. So 11:13. So got to buy, broke 3 ticks. All right, everything's looking in your favor. Again, I don't have order prints, but I do have a downtrend. So my volume is saying we're moving down. And I do let this keep me out of a lot of crap. VAD-E saves me so much money. Sometimes I miss out on stuff. Sometimes I get in a little bit later on stuff. That's okay. It saves me a lot from this kind of stuff right here. And then the other one was at 11:45 ish. So I'm guessing this one right here. That one, it didn't break the high. And again, we're still in the downtrend. Okay. So you would actually have been more looking for down moves than up moves with that downtrend. It's pretty choppy, period. It's not like this is a fun chart to trade at the moment. I'm right there with you. So I'm just trying to show you, like, your goal was, hey, what can I do to improve? So update your template. Make sure you're using the 31260. Make sure you're using the new iZone template. I dropped it again in the room for you. And come back and let me know how it works for you, okay? Does that sound good, Eric? I mean, you're coming, like you said, you had a lot of longs, but that VAD-E is so helpful. Because the same volume is still trending down. And then order prints, even more helpful. But from just using what you knew at the beginning of the trade, that trade, went in, got hit right there at the predictor. That trade never should have got an entry because it never broke the high. Or no, it did it right there, broke the high. I couldn't see it. Okay, it did break the high. So that trade right there would have got in and stopped out pretty quick. That trade would have got in, would have got stopped out. So that, like, and you notice, one thing you want you to notice is you don't even see trend Darrell on my new template at the bottom there. I'm not even using it. I'm using VAD-E. Much better filter. I don't know. Has anybody else noticed that I don't have it on there? Eric, the name of the template for the IZSS is right there. Just popped it in front of you. Click File, Save As. Named _ Darrell _ IZSS _ white. So awesome. All right. So it helps out, helps you see some new ways, and I totally get where you're coming from. That's why we updated. I mean, we're always trying to be fluid. We're always trying to figure out what's a better way. And so that's why I'm like so stressing you go back and watch the THT sessions from the last couple weeks. You're welcome. Yeah. And thank you for asking. Like, if you don't ask, there's no way to learn. So the best traders are those who ask questions. I mean, like ask. Okay. So I mean, I don't want to discourage you in any way. Like the best thing you can do is put yourself out there. You're not here to have ego and all. I mean, trust me, Lori asked a lot of questions when she came in, and that is what helped make her a great trader. So I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you're asking questions. So that is a good sign for your ability to be successful. People who are never asking questions are the ones who make me really nervous because they're like, well, I don't want to ask a dumb question, or I don't want to mislead somebody by posting my chart, or I don't want to waste somebody's time. It's like saying I'm going to college and I'm paying for tuition, but I'm not going to turn in my homework because I don't want to waste the professor's time for grading it, and I don't want anybody's feedback, so I'm never going to raise my hand because I don't want to waste time in class. You're there to learn. Like you're paying to learn. Ask. We cannot help you, and there may be something simple that you're missing, or there may be something, or may just be a losing trade. You know, so. And there may be some little cool technique, like he's saying, use VATI to filter your trades. That can save you lots of money and time and heartache that maybe you missed from a webinar that you didn't attend, or a THT session. So a lot of times people think everything we have is inside the courses. I mean, can you imagine how long? I mean, the courses, people already think they feel long. Can you imagine if everything that I've just taught in the last 2 weeks was in the courses? I mean, most people would not even go through them. So, Leroy, how many courses have you taken? Because that is your first step. I mean, it's hard to get people to take courses, period. And then if I went in and added 20 hours of let's analyze, people would go nowhere. But I say in every course, hop in the room, and maybe a fourth of traders are actually in the room. So what courses have you taken? You're saying you're in a fog, so I'm trying to figure out where your fog is coming from. Okay? Why do I prefer the static Superdome? Because it doesn't move up and down on me. You ever try to put an order in and the thing moves on you and you end up getting the wrong price? Or I have, at least, especially if the market's moving fast. So, I mean, I bought NinjaTrader, I don't know, 5 years ago. So it's free lifetime license, and you get the cheapest commissions. Okay, so Leo, you're taking the scanner videos. What other courses have you taken? Okay. Well, give me a second. Is the Elite MVP course still relevant? 100%. There's so many lessons you'll learn in there. You learn about, they're saying there's trades that people don't even know they're not saying. So, I mean, as you notice on my template, I have Apex and MVP on there, right? So you got Apex entries, you got Apex MVP reversals, you got boomerang entries. I mean, there's a lot. Again, more clubs on the same chart. So absolutely. Cameron sent you a Skype. Can you answer? I want to check on something. Because if you're telling me you're trading, and you're telling me you've watched videos, but you've only watched the scanner, and maybe you've watched more, I don't know. Then that concerns me that you're starting out trying to trade a system by maybe looking at forum posts, somebody putting summary documents up, which are all nice. I know one trader's trying to summarize a bunch of stuff, but you still got to watch the videos. You still want to be in the room. You still want to catch up on the THTs. And I would say even an experienced trader wants to watch the course to know what the pieces are. Does that make sense? Okay. So yeah, let's look up. Yep, that is one. And I don't know if you saw it, but I dropped it like 4 times in the room since we've been talking. If you just click on the file, you can save it. The name of it's right at the end. But it's called Darrell IZSS or Darrell IZSS White. If you've watched the sharpshooter training, have you watched the iZone sharpshooter training or the sharpshooter training? Yes, that is template right there. iZone sharpshooter training. Okay, so that's good. So yeah, you've watched the iZone sharpshooter. You've watched. What do you got? Apex indicators and templates training course. That's awesome. Most people never watch that entire course, so kudos. You started out on the order prints course. Boomerang, a little bit of the elite MVP, all the iZone sharpshooters, so total props to you. Okay. Binary scanner and Nadex stop. Are you trading binaries or are you trading spreads? Which one are you trading? I noticed you watched the binary courses, but you haven't traded the spread courses. Okay, highly recommend. Stick with spreads. Come back to binaries much later. Okay, lots easier. Less risk, more profit with spreads. Okay. As long as you honor stops or hedge. So definitely go in and catch up on your spreads, and you'll catch up really fast actually if you watch the videos in the last week. Trading spreads using sharpshooter. Good. Yeah, that's definitely fine as long as you're trading daily near the market spreads. I only for the first 9 months, I didn't even like look at a binary contract. And it still took me a while after that to figure out what to make of them. So, but yeah, I mean, again, I want to give you kudos because you have went in, you have watched the courses, and you have spent time. You're trading spreads, so again, I would highly recommend you go in and take those spread courses. Okay, it's your course record. All right. But also catch up on those THTs from the last week and use that new template, and I think you will have a world of difference in your experience. I mean, I want to hear how it goes next week after you watch the THTs this weekend using the new template. Like, I really look forward to it. So if you're getting your butt kicked, again, daily, near the markets, you don't have to throw a hedge on every time. That's a strategy, but make sure it's the right strategy. Sometimes just trailing your stops with the order prints will help you out. That's my favorite one once I lock it in because, like I said, accepted risk and chilling. But okay, let me scroll up to the top. So we got our latest volatility quotes, 10.78. So we got really low implied volatility. I was looking at a chart last night with Cameron, like 75, 50, something like that. We're looking back on volatility, and I'm like, man, those were the days. Like 100-point swings were small. So lower volatility, and that's why, again, I want to point out to you, again, I love the ultimate hedge. I want to teach you all the ultimate hedge. Okay, I want to teach you to lower your risk. But I also want you to think of how far has it got to move. So I'm really, to make money, I've sort of walked in this loss until it moves. Okay. And so I might want to start out with just the contract, okay, with the $20 risk, or, whatever, and then trail, and then throw the hedge on, when it's cheaper. May work a little better for you if you're not seeing the volatility in the market that you want. Okay. And they have a lot more, by the way, volatility indices than these. These are just the stock indices. So you can hop on over CBOE.com. Put some data. Let's see where they got their volatility. It's really cool. They even have volatility indices now on all the FX contracts, or not all, but a lot of the FX contracts. See if I just go here, if it'll give me the options. Yeah, I go volatility on currencies. So I go in here and I can look at, like, quotes and see what is the volatility like on, various currencies, which is pretty cool. That's the euro. And there's other ones on there, but you can go back and you can check out and see, basically lower implied volatility means expect less movement, but also you get much, much cheaper contracts options, which is fantastic. It's also enough time you're usually trying to collect premium. So, but yeah, appreciate that volatility update, and I look forward to more IV. If you get ready now as a trader when volatility is low, nothing changes when it's high except for you just catch a lot bigger moves. Okay? So, like, now is the time to get ready, because what's funny is I see people like, they're him-hawing. Then volatility comes in and they like run away from the market. I'm like, that's the day you're living for. Right there is that big volatility day. But right now, you got to go in, you grab 10 points, you grab 10 ticks, you grab 20 ticks, you grab 40 ticks. Then you have that day where you grab like 5 points. Let's see here. Got that. Got Jason's covered. James, I'm a new trader. Sorry for the newbie question. Don't be sorry for the newbie question. We want newbie questions. And I recommend that everybody help newbies. We're all every one of us have all been there. I remember calling Thinkorswim the first time and saying, I want to buy a put on Sprint. And they're like, okay, what contract, what price, how many? I told them, and they're like, okay, we'll put that in. I'm like, no. I want you to walk me through buying a put on Sprint. You know, like I didn't know how to enter the order. I've been studying for a year, but I didn't know how to enter the order. And I knew what I wanted. I knew why I wanted it. I had my entire plan laid out. And we've all been newbies. I had to learn what bid offer was. I had to learn, all the basics. I had to learn NT7 from scratch. I've used dozens of platforms. Main reason I use NT7 is we have so many traders that come in that, we're trading futures, we're trading Forex, we're using futures for Forex, and the platform is free, so it's great to help people get started on. I'm using IZSS. Again, make sure you're using the new IZSS, James. When I select a drop down menu for the chart template, I see a whole bunch of them. Use the one with my name in it. That's my recommendation. Okay, James? And 31260 continuum bars. Awesome. And y'all had already answered this question, and that's fantastic. So, yes, your text will be bold if you put an exclamation point at the end of it when you type in the trade room. All right, let's see. Awesome. If you got documents that you made that you want to share, please post them in the forum versus PMing everything else. Post them in the forum and then post the forum link here. There's two benefits to that. One is now it's out there and people don't just see it if they're in the room. Two is if you have any errors, we can review it and we can catch it for you. And three is a lot more traders will be helped by it. So Susanna, please post on your settings for practice trading that you made in the forum. So the question on how the markets really work came up. It's on our YouTube channel. Just go to youtube.com/Apex Investing and search how the markets really work. And there is the video. Okay. And then I go through and I really talk about how markets are moved and things like that. It's pretty cool. It's part of a boomerang course that I have, but the boomerang course, the two biggest benefits is you learn about expected ranges, and the other large benefit is you learn, like in that second video there, I really talk about how market movers move the market. So it's probably one of the most valuable videos on our site. Let's see here. So again, everybody, just how the markets really work: volume and order supply. So, yeah, yesterday I talked about how low risk can eliminate fear. I put on 30 contracts on oil and just chilled the entire time. Trade didn't work out perfectly in our favor. We needed about 30 more minutes, but like literally zero stress. Let's see here, that question. Let's see. Good going. Something about bird feeders. Squirrels. And horses. How smart squirrels are. They taunt my dogs too, Lori. Let's see. Sorry, I know this is sort of boring, but I'm trying to scroll through and find the questions. By the way, if NinjaTrader's open or the scanner's open, or you follow us on Twitter at Apex Investing or facebook.com/Apex Investing, and especially a big tip over here, you like the page on following. If you say show, see how it'll default there? If you say show see first, it'll pop up in your timeline. If you don't, then you'll just maybe randomly eventually see it. Like, depending on how many posts you like from Apex Investing will determine how many they decide to show you. So if you want to know like when I'm going to be in the room, when we're doing special events, when new videos are uploaded, then make sure that when you go to following, you say see first. Okay. You're right there. Starting up in the elite room. Tune in and learn. So, and again, we're posting it on the scanner, we're posting it on Twitter, we're posting it on Facebook, and we're posting it in Ninja. Let's see here. Talking about puppies. I have to. All right, we got, and I'm gonna butcher this name, so I apologize. Tezviatko. Probably totally butchered that. So call you T. I just don't want to mess up your name and be rude because that's your name. Parents gave it to you. But all right, what do we got here? You're trading alchemy. Not my favorite. Let's see here. I haven't touched alchemy in so long. I don't even remember all the rules for it. Well, I'd definitely be adding VAD to alchemy. Okay, VAD A and VAD E, like out of the gate. I would change my I zones to have a setting of 20. If you right click, go to I zones, and that second setting where it says 2, change that to 20. So you're not getting all of these little zones everywhere. I know the crosses are supposed to play the best trades. I'm sorry. I wish I knew more. I literally haven't traded an alchemy chart in like 9 months. And we have traders like rocking it. We had one today rocking it. So talking about how they've been trading at 7 months profit. Need to hook you up with them. The long entry. I mean, it's like I see this, and all I see are short I zones telling me don't get in a trade. To go along. I mean, that's what it always, and then there's no prints with it. So either get with a trader who's trading alchemy successfully, like one in the room here, so they can help you, or switch over to iZone and learn, or C's. Either one are great. And learn order prints from the last 2 weeks. Okay, please watch every THT from the last 2 weeks. I know it's a lot of training. It's free, and it is awesome. I mean, members or not, you get that education free, and it's me pouring out everything I can possibly pour out to help you. But yeah, I mean, you're basically buying right into a resistance level that's held for a long time. You got an I zone up here, you got all these other I zones. I mean, you're buying some pretty harsh trades. So like, I mean, you're in Shop City. If you looked at order prints, I guarantee you'd be seeing stuff that would be showing you that right there. So, and I don't like. Here's my hard part is I know that we have traders that are rocking it on alchemy, but I know that we have a lot of traders like this that are just getting killed on it. And so I'm like, and I don't even trade it that much. Like I used to trade it some, and um, I don't trade it that much. So I'm like, man, should we pull it? Should we leave it? I mean, it's like I really want people focusing on the trades that most of us are in. But I mean, then I see a trader going, hey, I've been trading for 7 months and I love it. So, hey, Cameron, John, thanks for giving me what I needed there to check out the courses. All right, let me keep going. But yeah, that's rough. But if you see that you're just trading right into zones over and over and over again, that's the best help I can offer you on that without saying pull up order prints. That may have helped you as well a lot. Watch the videos from last week. I don't say another pet peeve of mine. People say my stop got hit at da 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 da, and they actually made like 300 ticks or something, or 36. My take profit got hit. Okay, my stop profit got hit, not just my stop, because it sounds like a loss. It's funny. Let's see here. Down, going down. Yes, feel free to customize templates to look pretty to you in whatever way, shape, and form. Like Sharpie has really clean looking templates, and Lori makes fun of mine. I make fun of hers. Chris, I think, made fun of mine the other day. But, whatever helps you see it better, and make money. Let's see. All right, Dennis, I haven't got the stop trigger figured out. When I moved my stop up with 0 offset, I got filled even though my stop was 10 ticks. Use an offset when you're using a stop trigger. Okay, one, important on that. Because the market comes back and hits it, and you put that offset in there at 0, then if the market flies below that, boom, you're like out of the trade. Your order is going to go into pending. And a lot of times you may not get filled. Second thing is your stop trigger is based on the indicative price. Okay? So again, the spread and the indicative, as you can see by looking at any spread of the scanner. All right? Again, just look at the scanner, look at the spread. The indicative and the spread price are not always the same. So you may have got filled 10 ticks below what the market was, but that's because that's where the spread was priced at. Okay? I gotta remember the times because every time somebody types, I gotta scroll back up. Let's see here. All right, 944. Greedy impossible start on NQ, but right into the HOD. What am I doing wrong? Dennis, post charts. Maybe you already have, but if I'm wrong, I said stop. Yeah, using the stop trigger off the trailing stop or stop. You can do a stop and then just adjust it as well to sell the contract. And what I always do is tell people click on the open position and it'll automatically open the contract in the opposing direction. Don't go in and click on the contract again and then click on it. Then you end up accidentally like putting in orders in the same direction. Nadex demo flaking out. Okay, want to give you a big heads up. It flakes out. Okay, and I don't, email customer service at nadex.com and tell them that it's giving you a very bad opinion of Nadex and you don't know if you want to trade there. I don't know what to say to get them to stop sandboxing testing with demo, but demo should be just as stable as live in my opinion, and they should be doing their sandbox elsewhere, and because a lot of traders, that's their first opinion. of Nadex, and I'm 100% with you. But I can tell you live is way different than demo. But yeah, they test stuff in demo and then it jacks you up. So be aware. But I mean, they need to hear it. Like, you need to tell them every single day that it's not doing what it should. Okay. And don't talk about the scanner to them. You talk about their platform to them, because otherwise they go, "Oh, it's just this." Like, trust me, we're testing our scanner as fast as crap. So let's just see. Worked out. The live is much more stable. Otherwise, I wouldn't be trading it. Yeah, you're scared to try. I get it. So, like, Captain Chris, tell him that. Say, I want to go live, but I'm scared to try live because demo's messing up. And I'm going to put it in here so I don't put it out there. That'll help get it. He needs that. Like, basically, I put somebody who to copy on those complaints. So when he goes into staff meetings, he can be like, guys, this is costing us money. Okay. See here. And the problem is when there's demo issues, that's going to reflect on the scan. There's nothing we can do about it because it's us interacting with their platform. Let's see here. I'm long in profit. I set a stop somewhere below the market. Trading at in case the market turns around and goes down to protect my profit. Correct? Yes. And then move your stop, trail your stop using order prints and the other things we teach you. So important to us to do that. It's like yeah, you set your like stop like yeah, your stop trigger would be like below the market if you're buying to sell to get out, and then you put a limit order. You wouldn't need the stop trigger, put a limit order above it to get out. I mean, you could use the stop trigger if you want to say when it hits a price, then get out. That would be the way, a way to do it. That's actually not a horrible way because then you're basing it on more on the chart. Always have your stops ready or you're going to take larger losses than you want to. Let's see here. Yep, you can click on abort it and then you can change the price and you can reactivate. Good questions, Dennis. So the only way you're going to learn about OP, I mean, we have the OP course. I highly recommend you watch it. But if you want to learn it really simplified, watch the THT webinars, especially the ones from this week. I made it really simple, and I made it where your eyes don't bleed. Okay? Do I use an offset trading futures? Okay, one, I use a market on my stop losses when I trade futures. Okay, because when I want to out, like going against me, I want out. I don't want any chance that my order gets stuck in a limit. Okay, when I enter on futures, I use a stop limit offset. What that means is when this price is hit, submit my limit order a few ticks above the market, and it'll fill me at the best price of the market. And so that gives me a little room for slippage, so my order doesn't just get stuck there and I miss out. But it doesn't just like, it's not just a market to get in where I could end up like getting filled like 26 higher. Hey, are you trying to cause trouble, Lori? Because, like, you know, I can fight back. Okay. So Lori wants to complain about my templates, right? And like, here's hers. You're like, how many things can I put on a chart? And here's mine. I'm just saying. And then my OP template, which found, you know, hey, got one now, right? Much cleaner. I'm sure you went in and edited my settings, and who knows what you did by the time it ends up in the toolkit. Fixed mine. Who knows what you're fixing. Save another version of mine just in case. Yeah, Lori has hundreds of children and pets. And apparently I'm her little brother that she likes to pick on. So can you see green VAD? Yes or no? All right. Can you see zones? Yes or no? Can you see arrows? Yes or no? I mean, come on. It's not that hard. If you can't see it, you haven't watched my iZone course and my VAD and the VAD course. Let's see here. If you have ideas on how to make it better, let me know. But I mean, basically what I have is I have my Apex entries, I have my VAD entries, I have my iZone entries, I have my trailing stops with my trend dart, with my predictor, and my worst case with my MVP. And of course, I'm using order prints to get my tighter stops. Too many curves? I like curves. Hey, I didn't. You started it. All right. You're right. Too many curves. I like straight lines. Lori's about to inject me right now. What about Trendar? I use VADI instead of Trendar now. It's a lot better. Trendar just like seem to always line up. Did you notice that? Like it almost always seemed to line up. Something that always lines up doesn't really help you filter anything, right? So improvement. Let's do something besides an indicator. Let's actually use volume trend to confirm our high zone entries to filter them. So if the bar doesn't line, if the bar color doesn't line up, but hey, I got the volume, then sweet. Okay. So I'm just using the VAD-E to replace Trendar. John, do not encourage her. I will boot you. John thinks he's my father. I mean, he's like 90 or something, so I see why, but you know. Let's see here. So we did the Iron Man versus Captain America, and we decided I was Iron Man because I had the cool tools. He was Captain America because he was old. I think is what it came down to. So. Okay, trend flip. Thanks for the correcting me. Do not start posting your memes, John. I will boot you. Where can you find the order print template? Here you go. I'm going to copy it. And I'm going to paste it. Click on it. Click File, Save As, and save it in Documents. NinjaTrader. Templates. Charts. Fridays can often be a harder day to trade. But if you will learn to use order prints, you can make money off small chops. So, because you'll see where to take stops, you'll see where to tighten. Make a world of difference than just leaving your. Remember, these are trailing stops. Like, meant to give the market room to move, but that's obviously when you got the market moving, right? So you're gonna get another entry. There's another trend catcher entry. If you got taken out on that one, right? Another trend catcher entry. You gotta get another entry. Pulls back. Don't be afraid to get stopped out. But do it for a reason. Do it based on order prints, not an up in the green. Like never based on your P&L. Volume goes down during the summer, but I mean, I trade pretty much year round. My slowest time is during December because there's so many family things happening. So many traders leave. So one of my mentors, he actually stops 2 weeks before Thanksgiving and comes back 2 weeks after New Year's. So he's been doing it a long time. I still trade. But no, I mean, I have no problem making just as many trades anytime, day or night. The only time I'm not really trading as much, and I still do trade some, is when I'm, gone at a, show or rodeo or something like that with my daughter. Block orders. I'm working on some details on block orders with some traders to get it the simplest thing I'm going to give you on that, if you have it turned on, okay, is a good trailing stop. Okay. So that's the first thing I want to roll up for you on that on block orders. When you also have the trapped orders, exhaustion, things like that, those are all things that trade, like all those little things are traders that use to trail stops. Okay. So I'm working with a few traders. We're trying to find, because I know we have some traders using things a little bit differently. The first thing I'm trying to see is, are they using it in a way that shows me something that I wouldn't know without it? The reason they may not show up is block orders, you can change the size. So based on the market, right? So, because a block order means a large order that came through on time and sells. So you can change the size of that. Obviously, it's going to have to vary by market, by how liquid that market is. I mean, ES versus gold. I mean, let me just show you an example here. We pull this up. Like I pull up gold, okay? All right, we got like 40, 42, 51, 16. So a block order, I mean, could be a few times the size of just what a normal what's sitting there, like 100, 150, right? A way to, by the way, FYI tip on picking block order size, 2 to 3 times the average bid offer. Hint, hint. S&P, we're at 1,000. So if you had that thing set at 150, I mean, all you'd get are block orders. 2,000 contracts, 3,000. Somebody sends 30 cars through. Car is 100 contracts. That's a block. If you don't see any blocks, your block setting's too high. You see too many, your block setting's too low. So that's one of the things you have to play with. I know Alex at one point was trying to work on some sort of algorithm to find basically look at the high and the low, like recorded on the server of basically look at the average volume, the high volume, the low volume, separate out the really low and the really high, and then look at like a 2 standard deviation off of the order size, or possibly even a 3 standard deviation off of order size, and to automatically detect what a block is, and then let us have like a list of what to use on that. So so we're working on some things to do that, but you can also just go in there. So big boys do break up their big orders, not to hide from the algo bots. That's sort of a misnomer. If I want to sell 3,000 contracts, okay, and I sell them all right now, then I'm not going to get filled, right? It's going to go boom, 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 boom. It's going to, or 10,000 contracts. I mean, I'm going to be driving the price down and getting worse and worse price. So they're not hiding, okay? What they are doing is they're being intelligent about how do I get my orders filled at the best possible price. So they are breaking them up. But yeah, people try to sell it as the big boys are trying to hide from you. I've heard that on the videos. They're just trying to make sure they get a good price. I mean, if you put in a too big of an order on a market, you're going to move the market against you. So yeah, put it in, back off for a second. Put it in, back off for a second. So, and there's all, we're working on algorithms that even combine some of those and try to, identify them. So there's a lot of cool, there's a lot of little ways you can put things together. Yeah, there is one algo in there already. But if you see that algo is not working for you, I mean, we're still working on improving that. If you see that automatic setting is not working for you, then, simply raise and lower it and do replay, market replay. And if you want to do replay easily, scroll to the bottom of the apex.net homepage when you log in, click on that, and that tool is awesome. You can download multiple instruments, multiple days, in a single click, and then you can replay at 500, and you can see all the order prints, and you can go back and see like if the settings worked. If they didn't, change the setting, go back, replay, and you will learn 100 times faster than sitting here and watching it tick by tick by tick. So there's not a set rule for how many should be showing up. I mean, you'll know if there's too many, and you'll know if there's not enough. I mean, you're really playing Goldilocks with it. Okay. So Craig, what are you saying worked for you? The auto algo, you liked it a lot, or are you saying that back play, like replay, or what are you saying worked really well for you? Yeah, the fast replay with order prints. Yeah, because then you can scroll back and look at it. So it's not like, because if you start it, it's like you don't have a lot of data. So now remember, if you're doing Forex, and I haven't done the replay on FX futures for order prints. Have y'all done it where you load like Aussie dollar and 6A? Is it working on the replay for the order prints? If you load both like Aussie dollar and 6A, if you're trying to look at the Aussie, or are you just looking at the 6A? ApexInvesting.net homepage, scroll down, you'll see a big banner that says Market Replay. One of our programmers owns it. The fastest, easiest way to download data. And they don't spam you. Did you also pull 6J, Chris? I just haven't played with it on FX on the replay. Well, because we use futures contracts for the Forex. Lori, can you put that as a side note on check and replay to see if it's matching live to pull the futures data on FX? Free Ninja, you can use the dynamic DOM free. And live. In demo, you can use everything free. It depends on the market. Basically, what you're choosing, Marilyn, when you choose your stop limit offset for your entries on a futures trade order, is you're choosing how much slippage am I willing to take. You want to take one tick, five, and miss the entry. Like, if I don't get this, I don't want the trade. So you got to decide, am I willing to take a 5 tick slippage? I mean, I may get a better price. I've had an offset in there of 10, and I would have got a better price as it popped up, hit my stop, flew down, and I got filled 5 ticks better than where I was even trying to get in. So, I mean, it can go either way. And what I found is it sort of balances itself out in the end. But you do need to set a max of what you're comfortable with, of saying, I'll take this much potentially worse of a price, which doesn't mean you're going to get a worse price, but potentially worse of a price. And if I can't get that price, then I don't want filled above that. So just stick my order there and let it retrace to it. And usually what I'll do is if I don't get that price, I'll cancel it and I'll let the market come back in my favor. And then when it starts, like pulls back and then goes back where I want it to go, then I'll look at the entry. Or if I see another entry. Institutional range, it's a cool thing. It's basically showing you a deviation move. I don't use it a whole lot. So personally, you don't really see it on every once in a while I've had it on charts, sort of looking at it, but I don't use it a lot. I know Lori's used it off and on. She was the responsible one for having that one made. You don't have to pay for live DOM. You can use the DOM, the dynamic DOM for free. You can't use Chart Trader. You can't use ATM strategies, and you can't use a static DOM in the free version. Those are like pretty much, as far as I know, the only 3 limitations. So like you can use the completely free platform on Ninja, and you can fund an account and you can trade. But when you do lease, it gets cheaper. If you buy it, your commissions get even cheaper. So it's only $1,000 to open an account. I took, $1,000 in, open an account, pull 500 out, put $50 in, open a Forex account. All right, put 250 in, open a Nadex account. At least you got all your live accounts. Then work on your demo, get there, save up your money. You got all your live feeds, all your live data, everything set up. and it's deposits. It's not like feet. People, it's not a cost. It's a deposit. But I mean, you could use that same $1,000 to open all 3 accounts, and I mean, once it's in and done and approved, then I mean, you can withdraw. Like I said, leave a little bit in there because it's like $20 a month for the live futures data, which is a lot better than the demo futures data. Um, just like the live platform on Nadex is better than the demo platform on Nadex. But yeah, I mean, 1,000 in, 500 out. You know, fund Nadex, fund FX, save up, demo trade, get ready, get consistent. When ready, move to live. But yeah, Lori loves it. Lori loves institutional range. I have no issue with it. It's just I just don't stare at it a lot. So I use order prints more to tighten and order prints, deviations, and I look back at the market of where levels are on where to expect the market to go. So I'm looking at levels, order prints, and basically support resistance, you know, which like pivot levels. Lori, she likes IZSS, but she loves C's, and that's good. Toggles the chart display. Let me see here. Let me pull it up so I can see what you see. X. Let me log into my demo if I can remember my demo. Long did a demo and forever on Nadex. Okay, so in my demo account, and let's go here. Let's make sure we're choosing demo in the scanner. Okay, let's go right down here to scanner wish list. When you click to open a ticket, okay, if you don't have to toggle, then turn it on and off. Yeah, there's really, So basically you're saying like a show P&L chart, yes, no, is what you're asking for? Or maybe just don't let using the ticket icons affect the P&L. Okay, that makes perfect sense. That's a great idea. Give me a second. I see exactly what you're saying. We hop in the scanner development. Data scanner development. There it is. Love that idea. All right, so I just now put in, okay, customer issues. That is super valid. When you click a ticket rating, submit it toggles the P&L chart off and on, which is super annoying. Can you make it where when they click where the lightning bolt bid offer and tickets icons are, that it does not toggle on or off the P&L on the scanner? And put those area not toggle. There is an up-down button in NinjaTrader where you can make the market move. You can like control how fast it goes in what direction. It's for testing out like indicators plotting correctly and things like that. I call it the Federal Reserve lever. You call it the Bernanke lever. Lever. No, it's the Yellen lever. Or the Trump lever. I did see a question. Should I look for big moves when trend is speaking? Yes, when Trump is speaking. When Mario Rubio is speaking. When Yellen is speaking. Like Democrat or Republican. I love it when politicians speak as a trader. When they open their big mouths, it gives us some moves. So see here. $8 million. Yeah, it sort of got pointless to keep trading in demo after a while. Because here's the thing that really bites. Okay, you go over to demo and you go to my account, okay, and you go to withdrawals, and like it won't work. You say, okay, I know I can't fund it, but I got a lot of money in there. I still want to withdraw it. So yeah. I guess I could make it keep going for fun, but what's the point? The backstory of that demo account is me trading and trading and trading and trading until I got it down. And trading and trading and trading. You signed up for a futures account with Ninja. You can say you want the free version of NinjaTrader. Okay, and they'll go, well, you're not gonna get this, this, and this. And I mean, I do recommend getting the paid version. Okay. Um, but you can trade live free. It's the direct edition license. Okay. You can lease it, $600 for a year, or you can own it for $1,000. And they'll say like select your broker and da da da. If you go through, okay, if you go through Ninja Brokerage, you can get your FXCM and your futures accounts on a single broker license. Okay, and you can connect things like if you're international now, you have to be international of FXCM, right? But because the NFA closed it down for something they did 4 years ago that they don't do anymore, and it's just really stupid. But yeah, choose Ninja and single broker. Interactive brokers, problem is you're not getting true tick data to the Ameritrade. Again, not getting true tick data. So you want that true tick unfiltered data. You don't want data that's put together. So that's the cheapest option, obviously. And or you may go, hey, I want to lease it for a quarter and then I'll upgrade later. So, but yeah, so you can't withdraw with Nadex. That is really well. You know, just to see something else. Where is that link, John? Do you know? The forum. Forum dot. Trying to find it. How you feeling? That was a funny question. Let's see here. I know I have that. I used to know exactly where to find it. Let me see here. Give me 1 second. I'll find it. You're funding your own money to trade with. The other one is paying for the platform. You like I answered that question on the millionaire thing? Yeah, I'm like, okay, let's talk about some things. Let's see here. It's in the first course of. That's great. There we go. That's what it is. Goal of every trader. Oh, come on. Where is it at? I Google it. So just so you know, I'm not just showing, hey, look, I made demo. Just a lot of people do that. I show withdrawal after withdrawal after withdrawal after withdrawal. I don't know. There's probably 100,000 plus of withdrawals listed on here. 6,000, 6,000, 6,000, 9,400, 2,900. You know, goal of any trader. Yeah. And it's not to imply that you can or will do the same thing. You may do better, you may do worse, etc., etc. It's just people want to know, hey, do you trade and do you actually make real money? And so there you go. You can't get these. Notice how you can't withdraw from Nadex demo. Okay, but you can show settlement from Nadex demo and you can crop them. All right. These are actual, withdrawals. Anyway, just wanted to point that out for you. Because watch out when somebody only shows demo. That's a warning sign. All right, Dennis. So what I want you to understand is data cost, a $50 basic fee, $91 for CME, $91 for NYMEX, and $91 for COMEX, and that's per month. So let's do some math, because this is a great question, because I think new traders don't understand this. This is what the exchange charges. So you're talking $323 times 12. if you are paying for your data, what you should be doing is paying $3,876. Okay? All right? Like that's what the data costs. Does everybody understand? That is what, if you want to trade like gold and oil and Nasdaq, that's what the data costs. Does everybody get that? Like it's not just like a free thing. That's what the CME charges. That is not your broker. That's CME. Okay? So, what if you could save well over $3,000 a year? Does that sound good? Does saving $3,000 a year sound good? Yeah. Okay. If you will fund your Nadex account, your NinjaTrader, if you'll open a NinjaTrader account with $1,000 minimum opening requirement, and they're looking for things like people who are between the ages of 22 to 64. If you're outside that range, you'll have like an additional risk disclosure you got to fill out. Ideally, 30,000 plus income a year, and $20 to $50,000 in net worth, and your utility bill can match your, credit statement, whatever. Those are factors that help you get approved. Choose Phillips, choose Dorman. I've heard Phillips is easier, but I've also heard plenty of people get through Dorman. Okay, that's a clearing firm. You can put $1,000 in. So right now we're still pretty cheap. Okay, $1,000 in, you can withdraw $500. Okay, so now you got a deposit, just a deposit of $500. Okay, not a cost, a deposit. You can go over. You can take this $500. All right, that you have, and that you withdrew, and you can fund a Nadex account with $250, and you can fund a Forex account for live data with $50. Okay, now you got $200 cash still in your pocket. Okay, again, this is funding, not cost. All right, and so what is it going to cost you? Because these are like bank accounts in the sense of you're just putting deposits in. Like bank accounts often have fees. Okay, so the benefit of having a funded account is there is a CME exemption that allows you to get a data bundle that's only $21. Now you could just get one of them for like $9. I recommend getting all three. It's $21. So you pay $21 a month. That comes out of that $500 deposit times 12. Okay, so by the end of the year, put a little bit of money back in there. The goal, of course, is to work up and eventually be, funding the account and trading the futures. Or, that's, and then you combine them with spreads or whatever. Some of you I know are like, I just want the data. Not the thing to tell somebody when you're trying to open a brokerage account. Just FYI, okay? But if you just, step one, want to get the data to demo trade, Nadex trade, et cetera, $1,000 in, pull 500 out, fund your FX account with NinjaTrader Brokerage. Fund your account with Nadex. Now you have all your live accounts, you have all your data feeds are set up. And over the course of a year, you'll pay $250 in fees. Okay? And you're not going to even feel it because it's going to come out of that $500 deposit you have. Okay? So you do want to keep above 250 in there, where they'll be like, hey, deposit money. So eventually, by the end of the year, like I said, go in and put a couple $100 in, so you don't have to worry about it. Hopefully, by the end of the year, you're actually putting real money in and you're trading. But they give you 2 free demos every 90 days. I know people do workarounds and things like that, but just fund the stupid account. Okay. So yeah, my wife, she knocked it. She made, I don't know, like 150, something like that. We're taking time off with the kids. So there you go, Dennis. I mean, you can go that route. I mean, again, it's not something I'm going to preach that you should say. Okay. Um, the pinnacle of trading is trading futures, you know, and again, I love obviously hedging with Nadex, but that's not an expensive cost. Okay, look at here is your cost: $3,876, $252 over the course of a year. Like, is that? I mean, I guess I would like a really honest response. Is that a big deal to a lot of people in this room? Like, is that like a I can't move forward on my trading if I have to put $1,000 in an account, pull $500 out so I can get live data? And I mean, if it is, tell me because I'm trying to, obviously I'm always trying to find solutions, but my concern is if that's like a killer for somebody, how are they gonna trade? Yeah, and I mean, and I totally agree with the thrifty thing, Dennis. I'm all about free, but $3,876 versus 252, that's pretty thrifty. So, I mean, $20 a month to get your data delivered to you. I mean, what do you pay for your phone? What do you pay for your internet? What do you pay for your TV? It's a business cost. And the data, the demo data is good, but again, they take it down, they knock it off. It's a backup thing. They have a lot more power going behind that live data because it's real traders. Okay, real meaning live money. So it's a better feed that you're getting. So it's one of those steps that if you actually have the intent of making money trading, get an account and get the live data. Stop going through the little email thing every 2 weeks. I mean, do it for your first month, whatever. But by the end of your first month, go get the data. $50 to fund an FX account. People are still trying to find their, come on, fund FX account. Yeah, I mean, it's just, and it's sort of cool. I mean, you now have a futures account. It's real. You now have a Forex account. You now have, a Nadex account. Like, that's a necessary step to move forward. So just get the data. I'm not saying you got to leave all the money in there. It's not like you have to put like 10 grand. If you got interactive brokers, I mean, I want to say, let's see, I opened an additional account there, like, I don't know, 6 months ago. It was 10 grand minimum to open an account. $1,000. I mean, I hate to say it, but if that's really, really hard to do, it's going to be really, really hard for you to trade with good risk management if you can't do that. Would y'all agree, disagree? And I'm open to disagreement, but I've thought about sort of trying to set this expectation up front for traders coming in because I see so many people come in and they're like, "Oh, my demo expired. I'm canceling my trial." And I'm like, "Do you intend to trade?" Well, not really. And um, don't have a live copier service at the moment. We're working on some stuff, but not at the moment. Right now, we teach you how to trade, and you should still be able to earn while you learn. So, and it feels like a barrier of entry because it's like, hey, somebody has to put up another $1,000, but really they only have to put up 500, and it's one of those steps that I mean, if your goal in the next month or year is to be trading for income, this is a real step a trader takes. have to, yeah, you can use charts, but a room, but you can't back up and see things like I talk about as easily. I recommend, one, make sure you're ready to go live, and if you're trading futures or Forex, okay, make sure you're ready to go live before you buy it. Like while you're demoing, there's zero reason to buy it. Okay, so you fund the account, but you go over in sim mode, you have all the features. So, nope, I mean, why buy it until you're ready to trade? Okay, so it's not like you have to have both expenses up front, because you can use the free version and trade live. I mean, you could even say, I'm going to trade live on the free version until I pay for it. Then I'll buy it. I make my first $1,000, I'll pull it out and I'll buy it. I mean, that's an option, right? Let it pay for itself. If you have the cash, buy it, because your commissions go down, quite a bit. And they show that on here somewhere. Yeah, you're using the free edition. Now, this doesn't include the exchange fees. Here's the all-in rates. So on the S&P, now this is, I mean, they are really cheap, okay? But if you have the free edition, you're talking like S&P $5 round turn. Okay, 448, 450, whatever. If you're leasing it, 404 round turn. If you own it, $3.64 round turn. Okay? So, I mean, you're talking saving, almost $1 for every single round turn contract you do. And so if you want the full features, but you don't have the cash to buy it yet, you could also just lease it for the first 3 months. You will save money. You save like 50 cents a contract that you trade. Okay. And this is, again, this is the brokerage commission, and the all-in rates includes the exchange fees and the NFA fees that they have zero control over. Okay, so all-in lets you know what you're really going to have to pay. Is this what you see where the brokerage is giving you a discount by buying? Yeah, 6 trades a day, round turn, easy, can easily add up. So, like I said, I have the full license, which is I had the full multi-broker license, so I can plug everything into it. But you don't really need or have to have that. So, and you can upgrade, by the way, too. Yeah, eventually buying will be cheaper. So if you're in the long haul, eventually you want to buy it. Most traders I know start out on the free. They actually make some money free. They maybe move to a lease, maybe for the first 90 days. And said, if you just did 90 days, $180. Okay. So, make $180 on the free. I mean, that shouldn't be, if you're not making $180 in 90 days, then, it's a bigger issue, right? And then, hey, that lets you lease it. And then for the next 90 days, if you can make enough, like say $1,000, that's just $350 a month. You can buy it. Hopefully you're making more than that, so you're paying for other things, elite fees, and of course your bills, gifts, debt, etc. But you don't have to start out throwing all the cash at it. So, and that's if you're trading futures. That is just for trading futures. Now, if you're trading demo, or not for trading, if you're trading Nadex, fund it and just tell them you want the free account. Okay? You need to say, I don't plan on trading futures. No, I just want data. No, like my goal is actually to get you to become a futures trader eventually. So, um, but start with the free one, and to say, hey, I'm low on budget, and that's what I want. I know it's cheaper, and I look forward to leasing it in the future and eventually buying. Okay. Yeah, it's just, it's like we had the Apex special pricing where you save like $1,000 when we do our promotion. So think about that. I mean, 2 years of annual leasing is $1,200 versus 1,000. So, and here's what this does. Again, the only thing this does for you is it opens up Chart Trader. It opens up the ATM strategies, like where you can have it auto trail and stuff like that. And this is again on the live. You'll still have it on the demo, and it opens up the static Dom. You'll have all of that in the Sim Trader. So now, if you're trading just Nadex, then all you're talking about, if you fund an account to avoid all this stuff, so to go back to the calculator I had over here, a couple $100 over the year, you have live data. You're not worried about emails. You're not worried about demo data issues. You know, and yes, it's a buck in, buck out for the trade. So on Nadex. Let's see here. So, but yeah, you're right. I mean, you're not going to be paying any fees on futures unless you're actually trading futures. In Forex, your fee is built into the bid offer. Go to trade Forex. Forex pricing transparency. Okay, they do actually have a little fee on FX if you're trading it. 2 cents. 1 cent if you lease, and there's 0 fee if you do lifetime. But the cool thing about that is they're keeping their spread down for you. So you're just dealing typical 1 to 1.3, things like that. Okay, any chance Apex Indexes will be called for misdrift? Yeah, we're gonna make all sorts of strategy bells and whistles. That is on the list. Our first two, the main two items we need to achieve right now is getting everything in NinjaTrader 8 and getting the new scanner upgraded so we can do the whole like where you can trade your log, track your trade, share your trade, show your logs, and maybe even have people follow you. So those are like our number like one thing to accomplish over the next 3 months. Um, and and I know Ben has a big desire to put that in there for the auto, and we'll have a cool auto thing coming. So it is coming, and it is on the plan list. We sort of make them where they're hard to call for specific reasons. People go off and they try to make some other random business, and then people don't come to Apex, and that if 100 people are using Apex and not paying Apex, then how do I pay the programmer's bill so their people can eat? Yeah, I still am not going to be big on myself. Even when I run an automated strategy, John, okay, I'm sitting there with it. I'm using it to help me, but I'm reading the market. It's not just A, B, C, D, E. Because if you make anything automated, you have to constantly adjust it. Period. If it actually works, okay, then you have to constantly adjust it to market conditions. There's no way around it. So the only ones that I have seen that do profit over a long period of time are constantly adjusted. They're not ATM machines you turn on, walk away, and never look back at. So it's not as it's that dream of I can just turn on the ATM and go fly in a boat and pull out with money, but yeah. So staring at those charts, by the way, is going to help you learn systems that you could program when we do open up the programming option. And the fastest way to not sit there staying and waiting all day is learn how to combine things like I showed you. Apex MVP, BAT, iZone Sharpshooter, you know, with order prints. I mean, you're talking 2 charts, 3 if you're drawing your magnets. I mean, you just have to open it up and draw them. You don't have to, worry about too much after that. And, go in, hit trades, be done. I mean, I don't really trade more than, 1 or 2 hours a day. So people think like I live like 8 hours at it. I mean, there's alerts on everything, John. There's like almost every single indicator has an alert. If you right click and look at the settings, I mean, most of them have an alert. Yeah, so you got your alerts. Pay attention. Something may happen. Yep, we're always improving. Not much more I can say, Mike. John, I mean. Yep, I have one too. That's why I pay over $30,000 a month in programming bills. So that way we can make things like what you're asking for. So you're paying $200 a month. I'm paying $30,000 a month. So I'm there with you. The lime green letters are an apex reversal. So you have seen an apex reversal if you're looking at an apex chart. It appears after the reversal. See if I can find it. So he's asking about the apex chart. I'll get to it eventually. So this is when it said, hey, market's going short, see how they're light. And now we have an apex in progress. Okay. When they're small, that means that it's an old P or old E. Like that apex hasn't completed. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see here. I go purchase trading the zone. Good read so far. Yes, trading the zone is awesome. Okay, but yeah, the E's are like their old E's. They didn't qualify. Like the X didn't break the high of the A. So there's like a little A over here and P and E and X. So which are the dark ones are the ones in progress or the ones that completed. So here's an A with the PE. When this bar closes, it'll actually make a higher P. Okay. Again, my big rule on Apex is that MVP line has got to be in the same direction as the Apex I'm trading. Okay. So check out the Apex Elite course to learn how to trade the Apex pattern, which is cool because I mean you can trade like the VAD to get signals, you can trade iZone to get signals, and you can trade the Apex pattern to get signals. So you're not staring at a chart all day waiting on one signal. and then use order prints to help you tighten up your stops and take your profits and all that fun stuff. So, I got a long trade. That Apex staying short, not taking it because MVP is long and BAT is long. So, can you take a look at my hedge and tell me if I have my math correct? Let's see here. One morning this coming week, we got to do some futures trades and hedging with spreads. That's sort of was my goal this morning. We just didn't quite get to it. Average price, if you subtract the 2, is 15 ticks. 10 contracts, $150. So your max risk on the contract is accurate. Your ratio, oh, never mind. No, your ratios are right. And I see an odd little bug where it's green on the 170, so I just told the programmer to fix that, by the way, for you. Try to get those pushed out within the next week, okay? And let's see. So yeah, you got 150. Now understand, you have bid offer while your trade is open, but bid offer doesn't exist at expiration. Okay, because they'll both close at the exact same price. All right. So you may see this get a little higher than 150. Obviously, you can see it lower than 150. Okay. But at expiration, like the worst case is 150. If there's no intrinsic value in anything. Okay. Let's see here. And then needs to move 26. That's your risk dollars to the upside. Okay, let's make sure we work on this. To the upside above the ceiling, right? Because this one is losing. Think about it this way. This one's losing money during this 26 ticks. This one's making money during this 26 ticks. Okay? So yeah, 26 ticks, got to move that to the upside before you're going to profit. Okay? So 27.8 plus 26, 12.4. Yes. So yeah, you're right on track. That's where, I mean, you actually could put before then because with the way that premium can work and stuff like that. But yeah, that's where you're going to start seeing your profit. So it's very good. I'm really glad because you're looking at that because now you can get a chart and go, hey, do I expect it to move that far or even further, or is there something like right in my way? Programmers. Let's see here. But yeah, you got it. Good job, Chris. And you can make money if it flies down. So sweet, right? And it was a better hedge than this one right here because, I mean, you're talking $1 difference in risk, and you get to hold it, through expiration, so you're not worried about it. You have more time. So now, make sure that, I mean, 15 ticks is probably tighter than what your stop would be, which is awesome. But you do have a 26 tick risk before you can, you have a 26 tick movement risk before you can start making money to get out of that 15 tick loss. Okay? So that's the thing that sometimes people forget about hedging is you do have to have a move. So it's basically because you are buying premium, right? You're buying a hedge, you're buying insurance. So it's sort of like buying a contract with more premium in it that you have to overcome. Except for, in this case, what it does is it lowers your risk with that premium that you have to overcome and gives you the ability to make money if you're just dead wrong. So today it's hard because it's Friday, it's low, and it's a lot happening today. Yeah, trading in the zone, like, required reading. If you don't read it by the end of the month, like, you're just asking yourself for trouble. Like, iTunes, Google Books, half price books, Amazon, Kindle, Barnes and Noble. Go get the book. Like, everybody should own that book before Monday. It should always be in your library, and you should read it and read it. Like, you probably should read it about 3 or 4 times over the next 12 months. All right, what questions have I not answered? Like, anything y'all want to ask? I think I got everything, but if I missed anything. That last slide helped you out. Good. Try to give you all a chance to see if there's any more questions before I shut it on down. It's a good big. I mean, it's big Q&A. I don't know how many people are going to watch it, but we got a lot of good questions. Hopefully, got everybody's questions answered. That's sort of. One of my goals is, we have a lot. We have, maybe 30% of the traders in here are newer to Apex. A lot aren't, just have some questions about how can they improve. And so what I want to do is eventually get us in a rhythm. And there'll be a few weeks where I can't be here just because of, like I said, horse shows with my daughter. But overall, getting a rhythm where we come in, we trade, and then we stop for an hour or two. Pardon me. Sorry. Talking a whole lot. So we come in the room in the morning, we trade. You can see some live examples. Not a lot of Q&A. Okay, now you can ask the questions. I'll keep ask them, post them, take screenshots, whatever, and then stop and then do like an open Q&A for like an hour. That's sort of my vision, maybe, of where the room would become a little more useful. So we have some live trading. You can still get to ask questions on anything, including the trade, and come back. I mean, what do y'all think? So I'm doing Q&A the entire time. I really can't trade, right? Yeah, sort of. Used to do Thursday webinars. I'd come in, I'd do some trades, and then we'd talk. And it may not be every single day, but if I can do it 2+ days a week, maybe sometimes. I mean, like this week I was in here every single day. But to help newbies and to help experienced traders and to review stuff and just share my insights, and because what I want is I want to build up a we got some really strong traders in here, but I want to get like 100 strong traders in here, right? Where it's not just me, it's other traders, and y'all are posting trades. One of the cool things about HotCom is, we can, as all the charts pop up. By the way, you can select in the options to tell the charts to auto shrink. I don't know if you know that, but you can make all those pop-up charts auto shrink. So if you don't do that, you probably want to do that, or it annoys the crap out of you every time they pop up. Okay, sorry about that side note. But if you're in here, if you're trading, if you're leading, if you're helping, we can I am more than happy to let you turn a camera on and share too. Maybe I'm watching oil and you love NASDAQ and this trader loves gold. Cool. Then we can, people can follow different traders. Do y'all like that idea? Now when I say follow traders, I'm talking about you. And not follow you as in you have exactly. You learn a whole lot more when you teach. I've become so much better. And but when I say follow you, I don't mean like what I want to say, if somebody's following you, they should demo. Okay, no pressure. You lose, you lose. You win, you win. When you share like that, okay, you become really good really quick because you get a lot of things corrected live on the fly. Hey, did you notice this? Did you notice that? And so, you can put a little disclaimer up in your top window. Hey, I'm new. If you're following me, demo. Right? And you can do your trades and you can market some stuff and things like that. But obviously, we're not gonna have 100 of them in the room. But if somebody's like, hey, I'd like to trade live in the room, so people can look over my shoulder. Wouldn't you like to have like me, and Lori, or John, Marilyn, Peter, so many other people, Chris, looking over your shoulder live while you trade? It's like sitting side by you. So, I want to try to encourage some traders to come in and say, hey, I would like to share my charts this week. And yeah, whether you be a binary trader or a futures trader, a Forex trader, or a spread trader, or combo, whatever, a little bit of everything. I just, I think you've seen me say it, like, don't follow the guru, be the guru. And I want to have 100 traders in here, so when 50 new people come in, think about it. How much would you love it if you were in this room and there were 50 or 100 people that knew the systems backwards and forwards, and a few of them were sharing their charts, and you could ask questions, and they were really confident they could all help you. Like, that would be awesome, right? Got that many people doing it, not just like a few. And the only way that can happen is if you become one of those people. And it's not like you have to do it forever. Maybe you do it for a week here and there, and then other traders come in and you encourage them. It's like, hey, this is how I learned the best. So why wait until your trade's over to get corrected? Share stuff while it's going. So, and it's not hard. Literally, it's a few clicks in the back office, and you hit a button, and boom, you can share a chart. And again, would be, don't. The biggest reason I've seen people afraid to share charts or post things is they don't want to be embarrassed. They want to look good, or they don't want people to follow them and lose money. It's like, well, it's everybody's own responsibility to look at the trade and decide whether or not they're going to take it, right? I do a trade, it wins, it wins. I do a trade, it loses, it loses. But it's your responsibility to decide whether or not it's a good trade. It's not your responsibility to worry about if somebody decides to follow your trade. And when I say follow you, I don't mean like they're necessarily doing every trade. I just simply mean they're watching and learning with you. You could be demo trading. Maybe you're not live trading. Maybe you're demo trading. I don't care. As long as you're going through the motions and learning. So that's just some of the ideas that I've been throwing around with the team of how can we get the room more active and more useful and stronger. So everybody who's in here, I'm going to type in my Skype. Okay. So I'm literally giving you my Skype right here. All right. And yes, Lori used to have a camera up all the time. Like literally all the time. And she would say stuff and I'd be like, no, watch out for this. Look at that. And now she has her own, pieces of it are things I taught her, but ultimately C's is hers. It's her combination of Apex. You know, she took things that I taught her, she put them together, she made her own chart, she makes her living on it. But she started out just doing the basics, and me correcting her, walking her through it. Does she do it now? You know what? She hops up in the morning, she focuses on her trading, and then she's in here to answer questions, and then she goes out and takes care of her house. So I'd love to see someone else on camera because Lori already knows how to trade great. So now let's get other people that want to be like Lori and post their chart up. Y'all up for that? Anybody open to real coaching, direct coaching? I mean, that's like mentoring one like at its finest, right? I'm all about Lori on camera, but I can tell you Lori has done her time. Okay? So she wants to go on camera, great. She has the button there, she can do it. But I mean, she spent a lot of time on camera. So, and that's why a big part of why she is where she is now. So you're going to learn more being the person on camera than you are following the person on camera. And I mean, we'll correct you quickly. Why did you take that entry? What was there? What are you looking at? No, where's your order print? You know, I mean, it's mentoring. It's like if I was sitting there, what would I say to you? What would Lori say to you? Like, where's your order print chart? So Lori posts her markups on her charts for you to see, but you know, if you want to learn Nino, post your chart and let Lori or me or John or Peter or JP or I can just keep going down the list, correct you and help you because that's where the big bucks are. Okay, don't just want to follow the guru, want to be the guru. Okay, meaning don't be dependent. Don't want to be dependent on somebody to take a trade. They have to be there. You have to get to where you can just sit down and see it. And the best way you're going to get is if it's up. Remember, I always say you don't know what you don't know until somebody who does know sees it and tells you. So posting your chart doesn't mean you're a mentor. Lori wasn't a mentor when she posted her chart. I want to say you may even had a thing up there saying that you were demo trading and starting. I don't remember, but at least at some point there was some sort of little disclaimer. It's like, hey, I'm learning, you know, make your own decisions, that type of thing. So, like Chris, you wouldn't be the mentor, you'd be being mentored. So when you're posting your chart and doing your trades, you're being followed so people can learn the lessons off the things you're doing right and the lessons off the things you're doing wrong. And it's like one on one or 20 on one. And it can get a little nerve wracking because you get to the point where you're winning, 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 and then all of a sudden everybody starts following you, and then you feel like you have to win, and at a certain point it gets like, so I bet Lori could make a ping pong video or something versus like a live camera. because she's not going to answer a stinking question. I'll tell you that. And there is a small delay in what you remember. I don't know if you remember the other day, like I was putting stuff up and you didn't see it and that day. So if you're trying to actually follow it, but I just like to learn it, maybe we can talk her into doing a video for us. Like first, like maybe just doing your trades and not talking, and then like play the video on your screen and then re-record it and talk over it. Like record it, you're doing your thing, boom, 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 boom. You're not saying a word. Take the recording, play it, and then do your commentary. Yeah, and by the way, when Lori came in, I mean, she didn't know what bid offer spread was. She didn't know what depth of market was. You know, she didn't know tick from pip, right? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but Apex was actually the first site she ever came to. So going from knowing like pretty much nothing and when except for like how to read a or what a bar is, open, high, low, close, and that was an advantage to her because she hadn't been at a lot of places that are taught her a lot of wrong information. We were talking about that on the phone yesterday when I was talking to Lori. I called her up and we were talking about things about how can we make things improve. And by the way, Lori's not on Apex payroll. Okay, everything she does is volunteer. But she didn't have bad habits, and it's sort of funny. The same thing with my daughter. She's a barrel racer. Y'all seen her, and now she's learning reining and roping. Um, she brought in $800 last weekend and a buckle and 5 checks. Running against 300 adults. Um, more than most adults brought in the past week, right? And she just started 2 years ago. She started 3 years ago actually writing. But only 2 years ago actually doing any kind of event, like learning a pattern and stuff like that. And a lot of the kids around her have been writing since, like my son, been writing since they were 3 years old. I mean, he has his own saddle, he has a couple horses. He rides my big roping horse. He's 4 years old now. He's about to be 5. Um, and the ones that grew now, he's not super competitive on it. He just sort of likes to go out there and play and have fun. He's all about being a ninja, which is perfectly fine. Um, but some of these kids grew up around it so much that they develop some bad habits and they think they know everything, and they're trying to take everything they know into what maybe a really good coach is teaching them, and it makes it really hard. It's confusing for them. They argue a lot because, well, what about this? Because I was taught this, and da 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 da. And where they say Felicity is just like a pure sponge. I mean, I'd make sure I put her in front of people that know what they're talking about, but because she doesn't have any pre-biased ideas. So it's actually pretty cool. I mean, she went from brand new to a place where people weren't teaching her a lot of crap, and actually made it a little bit easier for her. And I know some people that have it harder, ones that have studied like 1,000 different systems, it seems like. And so they come up with all these different ideas, and then they're trying to make it more complex and make it their way, and da 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 da. It's like just learn how to do it and ask questions and figure out what's up and see how we can help you improve. And then when you're profitable, then make it your own. I mean, seeds didn't come out for about a year and a half after she was consistently profitable. So that's when she made her own system. Unlearning can be very difficult. So, and we can help you with that. And also, false assumptions are the biggest killer. False assumptions are the biggest killer of our traders. They come in and they think they know that was an entry, and then I'm like, did you see this, this, and this? It makes it where you don't want to enter, or that's actually not a rule. You just made it up in your head because you assumed it. And man, oh my gosh, like, and I'm not like there's nothing wrong with it. It's just like I can't make enough hours of videos to fix those assumptions. People come up with stuff all the time, and they're like, oh, that 3 ticks above that. Oh, that makes sense. And then boom, like now all these trades turn profitable, or you know, took out half the losses, or whatever. And if you prefer C's, that's awesome. You got Queen Lori here that's gonna help you rock it. IZSS, you're gonna have me in here helping you rock it, and eventually you're gonna be the one helping other people rock it. And that's what we want. I want, like Norman, when you get it down so much that then somebody else comes on and you're teaching them like Lori would be teaching you, you'll get twice as good teaching someone else as you were when Lori was teaching you. So I just gave y'all again my Skype, okay? And I'm not putting it in there because I don't want it to be public on YouTube. Any member who watches this video that wants it, they can have it, okay? If you're an elite member, you can have it. And just because, I only have so much time, so I'm going to spend the time with people who obviously are most contributed to the community. But get Skype, download it, let me know that you're up for being on camera, okay? And being coached. And we'll start doing coaching with you live. And if you will get that engaged, if you can't make it, let's put it this way. Like, I'm actually putting myself at risk, right? This sounds weird, but if you can't make it with you posting live charts and us coaching you, and you can't improve over a week or a month of us doing that, that's really putting us on the line, right? So, like, it really puts us to the test to help you become a better trader. And maybe you'll get it down in a week, and maybe you'll take 3 months at chart time, and that's fine. And Cheryl, if you can only make it 1 day a week, and you're like, I want to share my chart the day of the week that I'm off of work, hey, cool. We'll let you come in on that 1 day. But the more we can empower you to empower other traders, because that's how me and Lori became great, by teaching other traders. When I came out, when I started trading Nadex, there was zero education. There was like one book that was just crap. And the Nadex webinars were honestly pretty useless. But I loved the product as a trader. I loved the product after I drilled them for 2 hours to see if they were full, crap or not. But I loved it, the spreads. And I remember telling my wife, this was like 2 years ago. Lori, you probably remember me saying this. Maybe it's it's probably 5 years ago. It was a while ago, but I literally said, like, to my wife, he was like, you know what? Nobody is teaching this awesome product. And I was like, I'm going to become the expert on Nadex. Now, at this point, remember, I hadn't really made any money trading Nadex. I knew the product and I loved it. And I traded other things profitably, but I just loved it. And so I'm like, I'm going to become the expert trading Nadex. And so, you know how I became the expert? Who can guess how I became the expert at trading Nadex? Demo, practice, keep going. Teaching. I became the expert at trading Nadex by teaching. Because I had to answer 1,000 questions. And I mean, you don't know how many times people were asking me questions. And I'm over on the phone calling like Dan over at Nadex, and I'm like, hey, can you answer this for me? Can you answer this for me? So by helping other traders, I learned the product backwards and forwards. Now I came in with obviously a lot of knowledge about futures, and I came in with a lot of knowledge about options. Okay, so I had that edge already. So, but I'm like, how do I turn all that knowledge into money for my trading account? And so I started teaching it. And at first I charged a course. You know, like, okay, I'm going to teach it. I'm going to go through it. Now I had made some money and I knew a lot of stuff, and there was no course out there. And I was like, you know what? Screw charging for courses. I'm just going to give everything away and teach it. And so we started, you know, giving away all the education. And the more I taught, the more I learned, and the more ideas I was given. And so we learned, and then also we had a team of people saying, hey, what if we do this? What if we do that? This is a different way to do it. Became better. I mean, so there was no mentor for me for Nadex. You know, I just have the mentor I had was the background on trading futures for a decade, you know, or I guess 5 or 6 years at that point, and options, which gave me a very good footing for going into it. But I don't know what the conference is going to be this year, because again, I got to get NT8 done, and there's a big scanner project thing I want done, and those 2 projects have to be done before we do the conference. And when we get them done and you see them, then you'll know why I waited. Okay. But I do want to do a conference in Dallas because that seemed to be the most preferable location. It's in the center. Questions on the conference. Okay, I've went to conferences and I paid stupid amounts of money. I went to free conferences and wasted stupid amounts of time. And what I'd like to do is I would like to fly out our best traders, like Lori and Rick, you know, JP, Peter. I mean, there's so many, and I'm not trying to leave anybody out, but you know, traders that are profitable with real cash. Okay, I'd like Apex to fly them out and pay for their stay, and obviously get a decent place where we do the conference, decent food. Goal is not really to make a lot of money off doing a conference, but to do it right, do it well, and you know, make a nice book that you can take home with you that has a lot of lessons in it. What? So to be able to, you know, pay for a room for, I don't know, maybe 3 days. 3 days, is that about right? What would most people would actually attend? I'm thinking longer is going to be really difficult for people to attend. Like we do maybe, or maybe 4 days. You know, like the idea is to have some training days and some live days where the market's moving. Is my idea. So maybe like a Friday through a Monday. So if we do 3 days max, we'd have to like start like maybe Friday we could do like a welcome reception, and then Monday have some live breakout sessions. So it's just if I had 2 days live, you would get to go around and watch other traders analyze live markets. Whereas if we only have like 1 day of live trading, now we could also do 3 days just in the middle of the week. You know. So what would be now? What do y'all think would be if you're choosing days of the week, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, leave Sunday? or like come in Friday, leave Tuesday. And the reason I'm saying is try to have the live trading more at the end than at the beginning. Yeah, that's, I know Monday, Tuesday is sort of like a weird way to do it, but I think it may be more impactful. You can always fly in early. So anybody can fly in earlier than it starts. But having like a Monday or a Monday and Tuesday, and also you don't have to stay. You may decide, some people may fly out. I mean, maybe what we'll do is we'll do it Monday and start it on Friday evening or something like that with a little bonus welcome reception. Saturday, Sunday, we're going to town, course after course after course, and then Monday and Tuesday we have live trading sessions, and people attend what they can attend. I mean, would that be? Is that outrageous? Is that good? Is that bad? You fight across the country, you're staying a week. Yeah. I mean, I do it all. I do it a whole week if we could, but I just think that'd be people would feel like, oh, I'm going to miss out on so much. I'm not going to go. That's what I feel like people would say. Right. And they'll still get like the books, and maybe we'll make videos. We'll get like a professional videographer to come in and record it, and you can buy the recordings or something like that. And we can use that to give like a bonus to the traders that came down to speak. I'm trying to figure out how to compensate the good traders for taking their time and spending that with us. They shouldn't have to fly out to teach us, right? And pay for all that. Yeah, we could possibly set up a live feed video where people could log in their, active elite members or something like that. Okay, so now here comes the hardest question that I haven't been able to figure out. And the win will come after. I'm waiting on Ben and DJ for the win because they got to finish NT8 and the big scanner update that we want. Because that's going to be such a big part of what I'm going to teach you. So in order to help us cover cost and everything else, and do it right, not just be like, maybe we could always do a hole in the wall, but being the Apex first event, it'd be nice for it to be nice. What would be like an acceptable cost, do y'all think, for something like that? What would be worth it? I mean, like I said, I paid thousands. Yeah, exactly. So, we gotta pay money now. So, and the only reason I'm asking is because again, I got to pay all these. Not necessarily pay the money, like, because I mean, we can make some of the money on the back end by selling, DVDs or whatever. But I want to pay for all these traders to come up and cover their food and cover their hotel and cover their flight. I don't want to make it so expensive that nobody comes, but I want to make it so light that we're, on straps. Because I mean, we're gonna, like, I want to work with Kelly and with Sherry on making, like I said, a good handbook that you walk away with. Yeah, I have a Hilton account. And I think on multiple choice, everybody's gonna always choose the cheaper one. If I just put up a poll, don't you? I mean, if I said 300, 500, 750, 1,000, like 90% are gonna click 300. So, and I mean, our goal is to make it like really worth it for you too. You know, not just, hey, we have a conference. You know, this isn't about a sales pitch. So it's just about like it's like a boot camp because you're already members, right? Like, if we stay like a Fairfield, it'll include a breakfast and an indoor swimming pool. How nice of a place do we need? I mean, it's a conference room like a Fairfield or Marriott. Is that good enough? Or, I mean, I can get places in skyscrapers here. You know, I mean, it's, or yeah, we could also go out and just do it in the horse pastures. Hotel 6, Kim's like, whatever, I don't care. Yeah, we got a huge indoor tent. Like, I don't know if y'all seen my arena that we use, but I mean, it's massive. We could literally seat like 3,000 people in there, or well, maybe 2,000. We got speakers and everything. Stand up on the podium. It's basically a circus tent. Yeah. But yeah, that would be really weird. Every like all these chairs like in the arena dirt. I don't know if that's a great idea. All right, Mike, I may recruit you to help me find a good place. Find out cost. What do you think, Mike? Because I know you're right here. Would you be up for calling around and finding places? You got my Skype. Did you add that to your thing? And we could have a bonus like Saturday night. We could all go out to the rodeo, like the really cool Stockyards rodeo that happens every Friday and Saturday night. Maybe Felicity will run. She got third like 2 weeks ago out there. And it's really cool. Like it's an awesome rodeo. Like people are screaming and loving it. And lights and sound. It's like 2 hours long. Like it's very well done. And you have to be in the first 12 to show up in the performance. And if you're after that, then you're right after the main performance. Yeah, not flooded no more. Yeah, cattlemen's for dinner. Yeah. Now we're talking more towards the $1,000 range. Okay, well, I'm gonna work on it, but y'all gave me some good feedback. Um, this is an Apex only event. This isn't a, and there's no marketing. Like, it's not there to sell you the world, you know. So we're talking about actually doing an Apex event where we fly out some of our best traders and we put together a booklet that has best practices and lessons in it from a lot of combinations from videos we've done and forums and things that you need to know and be aware of, stuff like that. So I mean, we're talking about some work for us to get it all together to make it what we want it to be. If I invited Nadex, I'm sure they'd show up. So I mean, Dan would be happy to, I'm sure, come out. Yeah, we're talking 3 to 4 days. They might, but it would be a lot of Nadex focus, and I'm wanting to be a lot of Apex focus. So that way it'll apply to everybody. But yeah, I mean, I could use It wouldn't be, as long as he's not already scheduled for something. Dan or Paulo or Chip, one of those guys, I could probably get them to hop on out. They actually have me come out and do trainings. so they don't market. They just tell you about the contracts. They answer questions that people have. They're not like Dan. I don't know if you've ever met Nadex at a booth, but it's not any kind of hardcore sell in any way, shape, or form. Dan actually invented the spreads. He's the inventor of that kind of contract, which is my favorite contract on the planet. Mike, if you're checking for stuff, let's just say August. I'm just throwing a random month out there, okay? Nobody ever quote me on that. I'm just saying so you can get some pricing, okay? Because I know that's the main reason you're asking. But until those two projects are done, we can't do it. Yeah, I've done events with Tommy O'Brien and Nadex, and like where we went to like 5 different cities. Me and Tommy O'Brien and Dan Cook, and did like trainings, um, like Colorado and Florida and Boston and California, stuff like that, Texas. August is very open. I know Nadex is flying me somewhere in August. Like it's the only place like we're going this year, but I have no idea when. I just know it's open. Like it's the one open month. Right. So Tommy O'Brien was teaching timing the trade. He was teaching about volume and his setups and things like that, right? Which is awesome. I mean, that's where I learned basically the idea. Got me on the idea of magnets. So Eric, what you need to do is you need to go to the forum, forum.apexinvesting.com, down to where the webinars are and where it says THT. Okay? And you need to watch every video from May 2nd up. All right? So don't try, just watch them all. There is no try in Apex. There is do, as Yoda would say, right? So I don't know if you get it all done this weekend or not. I don't know your schedule, but just like start there and move forward, and you will learn. And one of these is like not the best quality. I don't know which one it is, but don't worry about the symbol. Don't worry about the price. I mean, consider it a radio broadcast if you have to, okay? But just listen to the lessons because the lessons are pretty freaking sweet. So I even call like I'm like, okay, the market's gonna do this, and then it's gonna go here, and it's gonna happen fast. And we sit there and we wait, and literally, boom! I mean, 15 seconds as soon as it did, and I show you exactly how I saw that. Actually, sorry, since May 1st. May 1st. Okay, because I cover the I zone because you talked about the I zone, sharpshooter. The 4 steps I take on every trade. Like May 1st up. Like this is your homework. I think anything you've missed on this, you should go back through because you'll. I mean, there are some massive tips in here. 400 bucks on an oil trade. Starting a demo, but hey, I like it. Good job, Cheryl. Yeah, we'll do 75 to 125. And then what we'll probably end up doing is we'll do like a pre-registration and a late registration, where it's more expensive. Just because pre-registration gives us an idea of how many are going to be there a lot faster. And ideally a place where, let's say we do get 200 or 300 people that want to go, it is expandable. Does that make sense? Like they can open, like we could get like a room that could hold like 100 people, but they could also move the walls and it can hold 300 people. If we get enough, there's, I know places we can go, but we can start with just sort of seeing what the cost would be and stuff like that. We can always find. We can do it at the Texas Motor Speedway, like that hotel right there, convention type thing. I mean, I have no idea what they cost. It's really nice. Or the new Omni, like you said, in Fort Worth. But yeah, we're actually going to do it in Fort Worth. We're not going to do it in Dallas. But it's the same thing. You fly into Dallas Fort Worth Airport. Yeah, all this was recorded. This is going to be a really long video. I don't know how people are going to watch it, but. Okay, so everybody's excited about an event. I think we had 75 or 100 people actually reply on that little poll I put inside the Apex, the private group on Facebook, because we have our public page and we have a private group, which, obviously any of you can join. And so I put like polls and stuff in there, and I think we had like about that many people reply to it. Maybe at least 50 or 60 said Dallas, because we put different cities. And I mean, if it goes well enough, we could always do some other cities. I want to figure out, what's a central location that's cheaper for people to fly to, because Dallas is a major hub right in the center of the U.S. that's cheap for people to fly to. Happens to be where I live, in Fort Worth, but it's, not requiring people to fly from California to LA or vice versa. London, that would be awesome. Ben has been dying to get me to do like London and Australia and Singapore and stuff like that. He really wants events there. But the Bahamas, that is, I would love to do a Bahamas one. So Hawaii would be insanely expensive. But I know Elder, he does like a Bahamas thing like every year. It's more of a try to get around and just talk about what they're doing and what works and show it's a big like trader talk more than a total convention. Everybody's like Costa Rica. My favorite place is actually Vieques, Puerto Rico. So, and that would be cheap. See, the problem with a cruise liner, okay, is I actually, when I owned a previous company, I started the first unlimited long distance company back in the 90s using VoIP technology. Well, not the first. I started the first one that had coast to coast unlimited long distance. And because of John Skelton, he gave me the idea and I built it. But and cruise liner. So we were going on some like marketing cruise to learn how to market, and we never made it to the classes. We were always, at the bar or having fun or on an island. Sort of like doing an event in Vegas. Don't expect a lot of participation. But cruise liner would be cool. Not ruling it out. But for this one, probably be better for what we're trying to accomplish. Lori's house, along with the other 50 animals. All right, we'll shoot for a tropical one on the second one. All right. I love it. Okay, so yeah, y'all just give us a lot to do to figure out. But I'm really excited that y'all are all interested. Um, group vacation, exactly. We're gonna backpack Europe and trade along the way. It's actually what Austin is doing. I don't know if y'all have ever interacted with Austin. Like, does a lot of the customer service. He's backpacking like all over the world right now. So he works, he plugs in, and but literally all over the world he's flying right now. It's really cool. And Ben just flew to the United States to work with DJ from Australia. So they're focusing on NT8 and the new scanner all summer. So to get those things done. Okay, well, y'all gave me some ideas, and I guess we'll put it out there and see how it goes. But yeah, I want to make it a good event, and I don't want to just be me talking. I want other people who are doing well talking. And again, please add me to Skype if you're interested in being mentored in the room and really taking your trading to another level. Okay? So, if you're more afraid of losing than you are of looking bad, and you desire to really profit, then I highly suggest you go to skype.com, download it, set up an account, search that ID, and add me on. Okay? I mean, we should have like 30 people, 40 people easily, saying that they want to do this. All right. I am going to wrap things up. Okay. And y'all have a great day. Thank you.